Wynn goes in for the kiss on Supergirl and gets friend zoned. Hey, what's good, Supergirl fans? This is Confire Comics here, and we're here to talk about episode 10 of Supergirl. I'm Confire Rich.
I'm Confire Nate. We're going to be counting down our favorite moments, starting with number one. I think Richie will agree with me, and it was getting to see Supergirl and Martian Man Hunter flying together. I thought that was exciting.
Oh man, yeah, I was excited and then disappointed right after that because he made a comment like, this is my chance to really teach you proper flight training. And I was like, okay, this is really cool because he is experienced. And like I thought they might go over some maneuvers, or like now Supergirl has somebody that can legitimately train her, and using, her powers and stuff like that. And then it just kind of made that comment and they fly and landed. So I was like, man, show me a little bit more of that. Like I wanted to see more of that, but I thought that scene was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was. And it's interesting that they're slowly but surely kind of getting him more involved. Beforehand it was kind of like the first half of the season was a big secret. Who is he? What's going on with him? And now he's a full blown cast member. Beforehand it felt like he was like his foot was halfway in the door,
Right.
halfway out. Now he's fully blown part of the story, and I like that. I like Martian Manhunter. He's a great Justice League member that just rarely gets any type of actual screen time as far as like TV shows and movies. So I'm excited to see him in any way possible.
All right. My next favorite moment, just because it was kind of unique and I was kind of scratching my head about it for a minute, so I thought it was funny the way it happened. But when the dude broke out of prison with a yo-yo, like, how did you get a yo-yo in there? Like, I know he makes his own toys, but even when they went and looked at it, I was like, okay, first of all, this guard can't even see the whole cell. And then the only thing he's looking at is a doll. I was like, why does this dude have a doll in a high maximum security facility? And then he gets hit with a yo-yo, and this dude literally just yo-yoed his way out of... Dude yo-yo his way out of a high max security prison, man. I was cracking up.
I mean, I was impressed with the yo-yoing skills. I mean, that's some hardcore yo-yoing skills. Because, I mean, I try to do it, and, I mean, I drop it down, and it comes up maybe once or twice. I mean, this dude was literally throwing that thing like 12 feet dead to the chest.
Oh, he was doing some moves with that.
That's some definite skill. Like, in part to that, like, my favorite moment, I was excited that they introduced Toy Man. And there's a few reasons for it. A few reasons why I can't even talk about because I'm going to spoil something. But this is what I'm going to say. If they do it right, Toy Man has a really, really interesting story that does coincide with some of the characters from this show. If they do it, and I get this feeling like that's only that they might do this eventually. If they do it, it literally will take this show to the next level. That's all I'm going to say.
Sweet.
It will take this show to the next level. Because, I mean, a lot of people I know kind of feel like the show is kind of corny at times. This would be a very serious storyline, and if they did it, it would be huge.
Well, as a character, like as Toy Man, like I didn't know that was I had never heard of Toy Man. I thought the concept was really cool. Like I thought it come across screen really, really well, which will go into, another funny part that had to deal with him. But he was like making toys, like crazy. That was one thing I did think was funny with him, though. I was like, this dude was crapping out toys.
Yeah,
like, this dude been out of prison for 5 hours, and he just made like a row of elephants with poison gas set up and like customized Supergirl dolls and all kinds of stuff like that. I was like, man, this motherfucker legit. What's he doing? How's he making toys so fast?
I mean, it's like he can pump out some toys. I mean, you got to break down and just say, well, how much time does it take to make a toy? Well, that's not really part of the. We're not going to focus on that. We're just going to have him have those things. Toy Man comes from one of those villains. Very, very, back in the day when you had villains that were really cheesy. For Superman, you know what I'm saying? Like just this real cheesy bad guys. But he has slowly but surely evolved over the years. Winslow Shot began as just being like a toy guy who had his design stolen, and then like it made him kind of go off the edge. But he developed so much more over the years that he became a little bit more of like the sadistic person where he's targeting children and mad at people and things like that. So he has a very interesting story to himself. And then I thought it was really, I mean, I really never noticed it, but I thought it was interesting how they decided, we're gonna make him related to Win. Okay, we're gonna make him related to Win. That's interesting because, again, this sets up a really, really super interesting storyline that they could do. I don't feel like they would even introduce him into this show if that wasn't something they were planning on doing. I mean, they got so much stuff that they got to do right now anyhow that I don't feel like this is something that could show up, not necessarily this season, maybe set the groundwork maybe a little bit more this season for maybe something next season. But if they do this, it would be huge, and again, it would game change the whole thing.
Well, that's good.
Let's move past him a little bit, and let's talk about what we're seeing right now. And a lot of that is that Maxwell Lord, he's got some crazy stuff going on, and they want to know what it is.
Right. That whole thing was cool. I was glad. Like, look, I think Martian Manhunter is about to steal this show. Let him pop up a few more times, and everybody's going to be screaming for like, yo, give me more of that dude, because when they were talking to him to use his powers, I was like sitting here thinking, I was like, wait a second. I was like, this dude can shapeshift into anybody. If there's anybody out there that can use their powers and not out themselves, it's this dude. Because he can literally change into anybody. And so I didn't understand the qualms about him, like, oh, I can't be Martian Manhunter. It's like, dude, you ain't got to be that green dude ever. You could just be somebody else and do superhero-like things. But that whole scene, dude, when obviously we knew he was going to turn into Max Lord, and when he couldn't get in, I was watching, I was like, I was like, well, his biometrics aren't working. I was like, what's he going to do now? And then this dude, I was like, wait a second. Did this dude just teleport through a door?
I mean, the thing about Martian Manhunter, he can like phase. Okay? Like he phases through things. You know what I'm saying? Like he can phase through a wall. He can phase. I mean, the dude has an absolute huge amount of abilities. I mean, the dude can phase. He can read your mind. He can wipe your mind. He's got superhuman strength. He can fly. And, I mean, dude's an X factor when it comes to anything. But the whole thing I think that's interesting is that he doesn't want to use his powers. He doesn't like being Martian Manhunter. He feels like people are out to get him. They hate him. And he's scared to come out, and reveal himself, really. I mean, people know of him. I mean, obviously Superman knows of him. People like that know of him. But he's scared. Right. So he's still kind of like...
he's still easy, like he's testing. Like, I don't want to say testing the waters, but he's really reluctant to use anything unless it's in a dire situation. But I was amazed, like the stuff he was able to do, and he was just like, "You won't remember any of this." I was like, "He's about to wipe somebody's mind too." So I don't know, man. I like him, and then he discovered the experiment that
that we all are pretty sure is going to wind up being Bizarro Girl. Mm-hmm. That's what he's got going on in there. And I thought it was interesting when he ended up wiping that dude's mind. It bothered him that he did it. And I'm thinking, he just wiped his mind. He'll wake up and no, he wiped the dude's mind. That guy doesn't remember nothing.
I was surprised. I thought it was like if you remember back to the show Heroes. I know they got the Heroes on board, but the original one, they had that black dude who could take people's memory. Like he could go in and just take moments
selectively. Yeah,
I thought that's what was going to happen. And when that guy come out, I was like, I don't remember his kids. You don't remember? I was like, oh, that hurts right there.
Yeah. So. I mean, he definitely, and that was the thing. Like he felt bad about it, and it bothered him. He did what he did. But in the end, this again brings up to the next big moment, in my opinion. Is that Maxwell Lord, dude, he is sneaky. Mm-hmm. I mean, Maxwell Lord is slowly but surely becoming like that real sly bad guy that you're just like, man, this guy he plays everybody. And what's he do is he sticks a camera inside her sister's thing, and basically now he knows. I mean, now he knows who Supergirl is. Now he knows that. I mean, let's put it like this. He doesn't necessarily know exactly who she is, her name.
Well, dude, how hard she said, let's give it up to the Danvers sisters. Like, how hard is it going to be for somebody like him to find out that Kara...
Exactly. It's not going to be hard for him to find out. He's going to know.
As far as I'm concerned, he knows who she is now. I mean, if the show doesn't allow that, then I'm going to be really confused how they plan on explaining the fact that he can't piece together that the Danvers sisters are actual sisters. But anyway,
right, exactly.
He does know that they are related because he said it.
Exactly. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm interested to see that moment where he kind of confronts her, as with her being, as Kara, and basically comes up to her and just carries on a conversation. I look for that awkward interaction. I think that might be.
Oh
Kind
yeah,
of
you know it's going to be there because this show's this show's a perfect with awkward situations. Win goes in for the kiss. I was cracking up like he went in, and she pulled away. I was like, "Yo, bro, you are friend zoned for life."
Yeah, he got shut down pretty hard, man.
And I thought it was funny the emotional that he was going through, and then they extended out. And he was apologizing to stuff, and he's talking about my dad's evil. He just let it bottle up for so long and get so frustrated. And I'm just like, what's he bottling up, and what's he about to do? I was like, you about to try to rape Supergirl? Because that might not go over too well for you.
He played it. I mean, that whole sequence, you could tell because it kept filming them so close together. And I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking, dude, you kiss her, it's going to get real awkward. Don't do it. And he did it. Guess what? Awkward.
Yeah, he went in. Good thing she didn't react and smack him. She might have knocked him out. You know what? At least it's real. At least I can relate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get friend zoned very all right back when I'm in the day. But still, it seems like a real relationship. Like, you can see the dude who likes the girl, and like the awkwardness that they portrayed.
Yeah.
I was believing it. Like, she likes somebody else. He's got a girlfriend. Somebody likes her. Like,
they did a good job. You're a part of this situation going on. And I was like, dude, I felt awkward.
Yeah. I did too. Like, I felt bad for the dude. I was like, yo, you friend zone, bro. I was like, you kissed her, then you talked about it. You talked about bottling up something. It didn't get any better.
Maybe he could take a cue from his dad and build some toys. Give her a
Supergirl toy. Okay, yeah, that's good.
He
is going to be freaky.
Flat,
He's going to be a super villain next season. But, guys, that's pretty much our favorite moments. Went with a little different format. We thought it'd be cool to sit down and just talk about what we actually liked from this episode. It was a good episode, I thought, especially with Martian Man Hunter. I hope to see him in almost every single episode they do from here on out, as far as him being active a little bit, because I think dude is awesome. But, guys, get down in the comment section.
Here's a moment we almost forgot, is now Max Lord knows something's up. Remember, he had that video. Yeah. He saw him phase. So now, Martian Manhunter's on his radar. He doesn't know nothing about him completely, but now he's on his radar. Yeah,
he's hunting for him now. So get down in the comment section below and let us know what your favorite moments were for this episode. Subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos. We got some really cool stuff coming up. If you like Game of Thrones or if you like Walking Dead, stay tuned for that. We're working on it. It's going to be great. And until next time, we out.
See you.